Hello, everybody. Good day and happy spring. Welcome to today's webinar focused on sustainability certifications and finding really the best one for your brand or business. I'm Molly Hughes. Today, we're featuring the Cradle to Cradle certification through the Products Innovation Institute, which is focused on certifying products that contribute to a circular economy, which is so very important these days. We know businesses are trying to strengthen their connection to customers. We also know that customers really want to buy products that are not only better for them, but also better for the planet, i.e., circular in design. Yet shoppers, they're skeptical of non-verified sustainability claims, which is really one of the many reasons why sustainability certifications are so very important. These certifications build trust. Furthermore, there are certain eco labels that qualify you for programs such as government grants, as well as retail sustainability programs like Climate Pledge Friendly. We are in the know of all this, so be sure to keep following Softly to stay up to date on these opportunities. Okay, so for this webinar series, we have a great list of certifying organizations on the docket. We have Leaping Bunny for animal welfare on April 20th. We have gluten-free certification on May 4th and the Ocean Positive and Eco Board certifications on May 11th. So you are in the right place if you're a business considering certification or if you just want to learn a little bit more about the process. So at this time, I'd like to bring on today's guest. We are so excited to learn about the cradle to cradle design philosophy and how it supports a circular economy. With us today is Monica Becker, the Director of Market Transformation for the Cradle to Cradle Product Innovations Institute. Welcome, Monica.
Thank you, Molly. Great to be here.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. Let's start by learning, first of all, just a little bit about you, Monica. How did you get involved with this nonprofit?
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my background and my journey. I have quite a diverse background in chemical engineering, chemistry, toxicology, and environmental policy and law, with significant experience in sustainable product design and manufacturing, circular infrastructure, corporate and nonprofit strategy, and government policy. I've worked in the sustainability field since well before the term sustainability actually existed for over 30 years in industry, consulting, nonprofits, and academia. And I've worked in many areas of sustainability or ESG, particularly in circularity and safer chemistry and products in a range of sectors, including cosmetics, personal care, cleaning products, fashion apparel, and footwear, electronics, and the built environment. I was really
Wow.
excited to come to the Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute a bit over 3 years ago. I've known the Cradle to Cradle certified program since its inception and was really excited to join because it's visionary, it's inspirational,
Mhm.
and the leading holistic multi attribute sustainability framework for the design and manufacturing of products, which promotes innovation and continuous improvement.
Excellent. So
So,
you're a
yeah.
trailblazer in the field as well as the organization that you work for. So let's learn. We're here to learn about the Products Innovation Institute. So tell me more.
Yeah, so the Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute is a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 2010 with a vision of a world where safe materials and products are designed and manufactured in a prosperous circular economy to maximize health and well being for people and planet. It's a nice vision, I think.
Mhm.
The Institute is an independent certification body and the owner of the Cradle to Cradle certified program. So we develop and maintain the global standard and the overall program. We issue product certifications. We provide to our certification holder community guidance and support on trademark usage, marketing and communication for the certification program, opportunities for them to showcase their achievements at conferences and webinars. We have a community of practice of certification holders. We convene our certification holders in user groups by video conference and through an in-person community fora to facilitate the exchange of best practices and solicit input to the Institute on the overall program and the types of support that our cert holders are interested in. We also provide thought leadership through newsletters, conferences, and webinars. We conduct wider industry transformation activities through guidance documents, capacity building, specific projects, strategic projects, policy development, publications. And finally, we also um, select, train, and audit our third-party assessment bodies, which I will describe later on in our
Mhm.
webinar.
Excellent. Yeah. We talk to sustainable certification organizations every week on this webinar, and most of them are focused on a single product attribute, such as recycled materials or maybe low carbon. But your certification's a little different in that it takes into account the entire life cycle analysis of a product. So describe that design philosophy. I guess you call it the cradle to cradle design philosophy to me.
Sure, yeah. And I'll also tell you a little bit about how the Cradle to Cradle program got started and sort of what's in the name Cradle to
Mhm.
Cradle. So the story of Cradle to Cradle Certified started with the book Cradle to Cradle Remaking the Way We Make Things, which was published
Mhm.
in 2002. And in that book, the authors, Bill McDonough and Michael Braungart, put forward a revolutionary design framework that is even more relevant today, characterized by three principles that are derived from
Mhm.
nature. So the first is that everything is a resource for something else, use clean and renewable energy, and celebrate diversity.
Mhm.
And really, these principles became a founding school of thought for what we now call the circular economy.
Yeah, it really was the beginning of it all. Um, okay, so let's talk about the certification process. It's going to be a lot of information for everybody listening. So if anybody does have a question, please put it in the chat. If we don't answer it live during this webinar, Monica will definitely get all these questions to her so she could reach out to you and make sure you get all the answers that you want. Um, so, as far as certification, let's say I'm a consumer goods business and with a product line, and I'm interested in certification. Let's start with an overview of how the program works.
Great. Okay. Yes. So I mentioned a set of design principles. And
Mhm.
so to advance those design principles and other sustainability practices that I just shared, the principles were really operationalized through what's called Cradle to Cradle Certified. And Cradle to Cradle Certified is a global science based multi attribute certification covering many product types that address five critical areas of sustainability performance. And that is for product ingredients, for materials, for finished products, and for packaging. So let me tell you a little bit about the five categories that we address in Cradle to Cradle. So the material health category ensures that chemicals and materials used in products, packaging, and in the manufacturing process are safe for both human health and the environment. The circularity category has requirements for for advancing the circular economy, and they address three principal things. One is the sourcing of materials to maximize inputs for circular systems. The
Mhm.
second is design of products and packaging for recycling, composting, or reuse. And then the active management of products and packaging in circular systems, such as refill schemes and recycling for packaging. The third category in the Cradle to Cradle framework is called Clean Air and Climate Protection, and it focuses on creating a positive impact on air quality, renewable energy use and manufacturing, and reduction of greenhouse gases.
Mhm.
The fourth category, water and soil stewardship, focuses on safeguarding water and soil resources in product manufacturing with a focus on water use efficiency, best practices for wastewater treatment, and access to clean drinking water. And finally, the social fairness category has requirements to ensure safe, fair, and equitable labor practices that advance human rights and strong communities in and around the factories that are making products.
Okay. Wow. It really covers a lot of aspects, pretty much all the aspects of a product, right? So
Right.
I understand you have different levels in your pathway to innovation. Explain those.
Yeah, okay. So continuous and measurable improvement, or as we call it, optimization, is really fundamental to our approach. And it was in our DNA from day one.
Mhm,
So our framework awards certifications on the basis of ascending achievement levels, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, and requiring the setting and achievement of optimization goals, and therefore, the program drives continuous improvement over time and rewards innovation. So every 3 years, products must be recertified and show measurable progress towards platinum. They don't have to reach platinum necessarily. That's a very ambitious set of goals. But we want to see measurable progress toward platinum, which really embodies a fully healthy, net zero, and equitable product. So this framework really gives manufacturers the impetus to continually optimize and not just tick a box and move on and set it and forget it. So for well over a decade, the Cradle to Cradle certification program has been helping companies to innovate and optimize materials and products according to an advanced science-based
okay.
set of measures of sustainability. Yeah, and I wanted to also point out a couple of different types of certifications that we offer. Should I move ahead to
Yeah,
that?
yeah, let's go. Let's talk about the types.
Okay, awesome. So we do have two types of certifications. So the first type is what we call Cradle to Cradle certified, also known as full certification. So that is a certification in all five of the categories that I described just
Mhm.
a few minutes
Yeah.
ago. And that is for products, it's for packaging, and in some cases, it could be for materials like a denim, for example.
Mhm.
um, Getting the full certification or the full cradle to cradle certified certification gives you the opportunity to use our certification mark, which you see over on the left side,
Mhm.
on the product, on the packaging, and in any of your marketing communications. Um, a few years ago, because our material health category is so robust and leading in the industry, we were encouraged to sort of split it out and create a sort of standalone material health certificate, which we did. And in that material health certificate, um, only the material health category is assessed. So we only look at the chemical composition of materials, products, packaging, and assess those chemical constituents for safety for human health and the environment. This is something that's the material health certificate is something that typically gets used for chemical inputs or formulations or material inputs. But in some cases, some companies opt to just do the material health certificate for their product because they find that that's most relevant and value add for their market.
Mhm.
Um,
So I'm
and
kind of assuming that you'd if somebody doesn't know for sure which one to get it, you'll kind of walk through what's gonna be the best, pathway for them at that moment, and maybe they can move up to a different one, a little bit down the road.
Absolutely. And
Mhm,
what we find is that for some companies that are just kind of dipping their toes in the water on cradle to cradle certification, they
mhm,
might want to start with the material health certificate
right.
and then move on to full certification. So the material health certificate turns out to be a really great sort of on ramp for full
Mhm,
certification. Yes, and we would counsel and advise a company as they come into the program about what's best for them and what would meet their needs.
mhm. So what kind of are there certain industries or certain products that are best suited for your certifications?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And
Mhm,
really, most products, except for food, beverages, pharmaceuticals, and certain other products that are not eligible because they're not able to be designed and made for the circular economy, such as certain single-use plastic products.
Mm,
Basically, we do cover a wide range of products in our program, and many different kinds of products are well suited to cradle
mm,
certification. We have a few things that are not eligible. I mentioned food, beverages, pharmaceuticals, also some products derived from animals, and this and that. But really, a wide range of chemicals, materials, subassemblies, or finished products can be certified. Our certification standard is fit for purpose for a
mhm,
wide range of products. Where necessary, we have product specific requirements, but for many of our requirements, for example, for manufacturing aspects, those requirements are kind of suitable and are used across product categories. So our largest product categories for which there is, significant interest in drivers like sustainable shopping platforms such as Amazon Climate
mm,
Pledge Friendly and other programs that specify or reward our certification. The most common product types are certain products for the built environment, including home furnishings like furniture, carpet, rugs, lighting, paints, apparel, textiles and footwear, cleaning products, cosmetics and personal care products, books and paper, packaging. So packaging can be certified on its own. There are some companies that really want
mhm,
to distinguish their packaging. Toys and housewares, I would say,
mhm.
are some of the top categories. But we also have, some electronic products. We have some automotive parts in our
Okay.
program as well.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about, kind of like what the process is, a little bit anyway. What's the value? If somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm thinking about this, but what's really in it for my business,
Yeah,
or my
no,
product?"
that's a great question. So Cradle to Cradle Certified is really a leadership sustainability product standard, and it's
Mhm,
known as such by brands, by retailers, and programs that specify and preferentially source sustainable products. So, Cradle to
mhm,
Cradle is a global program. It's multi attribute, it's science
mhm.
based, and it's in third party verified. And I want to just dig into those attributes a little bit so
Right.
the folks on the webinar really understand the value proposition of Cradle to Cradle. So,
Mhm,
Cradle to Cradle is truly a global program. It's not just known in the US or, just known in Europe. And that's particularly valuable for brands that are global, that want a single certification that is
mhm.
recognized globally.
Yep.
Um, in a world of hundreds, if not thousands, of single attribute certifications on carbon or recyclability or
Mhm,
responsible sourcing, et cetera, Cradle to Cradle Certified offers a really comprehensive multi attribute sustainability roadmap and certification for safe, circular, and responsibly made products,
mm,
as we've discussed.
mhm,
Cradle to Cradle is science based. We've convened some of the top scientific experts to develop our certification standard and assessment methodologies. It's third party verified. So, just a little bit on that. So, rather than a self declaration or, some sort of company designed logo, which is not robust and increasingly disallowed by various
mm.
programs that are regulating or promoting sustainability certifications in the
Which would be
US.
like Climate Pledge Friendly, or I think Wayfair has one, and there's numerous out there. The government also has, federal procurement standards, that they're using eco labels for. So, self-proclaimed, claims are not gonna cut it, and that's kind of
No,
something that has to come
no, they're
in.
not going to cut it for those
Mhm,
programs. And I think it's just important to be aware that there's, a real movement now
mhm,
toward requiring third-party verified claims
yep,
or third-party verified certifications to back up green claims. So
right,
the EU has a proposal that is being developed right now on green claims, and that's requiring third party verification. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission is now in the process of reviewing its green guides,
Yep.
and the working assumption is that they're going to be requiring some type of third
Mhm.
party certification to back up green claims. So,
Mhm.
if a company is thinking about getting on board with a certification program, or, really seeking recognition in a retailer platform, or wanting to make green claims, perhaps they really, have excellent
Mhm.
sustainable attributes for their product or their manufacturing process. If they're going to start the process now, look at a third party
Yep.
certified program so you don't have to
Absolutely.
redo it.
Mhm. That's exactly right. If you're doing the right thing, get it verified, because then you're gonna be able to, reap the benefit from it down the road and as things progress. Right now, there's also already a lot of reasons to do it, but it's only going to be more and more as time goes on, just like you mentioned.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. So I decide, hey, I'm going to go forward with a product. Or do most groups do a single product, or is it usually a group of products, or how's it usually work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, we get some of both, but in
Mhm.
the CPG world, let's say it's, hair care or skin care or cosmetics or cleaning products, or even fashion apparel, textiles, footwear. Companies are usually coming to us wanting assortments or product groups or product
Yeah.
families certified. And yeah, so we're very, very well set up to handle, that
Mhm.
situation. But in some cases, companies are, kind of again dipping their toe in the water to test out the cradle to cradle certified system with one product or a couple of products, kind of a proof of concept to get to know the program better and to really, understand the assessment process and what kind of value it could bring to their company. So we have a bit of both.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um, so what about timeline? Somebody comes to you, they say, "Hey, we're ready for it. We think we're already doing the right thing. We now need to get it verified." Tell me a little bit about kind of the process and the timeline that goes involved, and really kind of what kind of cost is going to be involved in it also. I know it's going to vary, but at least a general guideline.
Yeah, so let me just say a little bit more about the process, so the folks on the call can really understand, how this all plays
Mhm.
out. So typically, if a company is interested in Cradle to Cradle certified, they send us an inquiry on our website, my organization, the Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute, or if I meet somebody at a conference or a trade
Mhm.
show or what have you. Usually, the conversation starts with me or one of my colleagues that are leading our various market sectors. And, we give an overview of the program, how it works, the costs, discuss what kind of services we provide, and so forth, the value proposition. And if they're interested then in taking the next step, what we do then is recommend that they reach out to one or two of our accredited assessors. They can actually
Mhm.
choose to work with any of the 12 assessors that we have in our
They're going to
program,
be
but
on your website, I'm assuming,
they
all
are
listed.
on our website. And
Mhm.
oftentimes we suggest a couple for them to reach out to have a conversation with a couple,
Mhm.
see what their approach is, and get two proposals from them, and that might be dictated by where the company is based, what type of products they're manufacturing, where their supply chain is, et cetera, et cetera. So we usually recommend a couple of assessors to talk to, and oftentimes we make an introduction. And then the company reaches out to the assessor or two assessors to have a conversation, and they discuss the scope of the certification, whether
Mhm.
it's one, a couple, or a whole product family, um, and a number of other aspects around the certification. And then the assessor will provide a cost proposal and a timeline for the certification process.
Mhm.
And then, it's important to know that the assessor then will be really on the front line, working with the company hand in hand, will be kind of become a strategic partner to the company, not only to just sort of collect the data and determine whether or not the product qualifies for a certification, and then at what level it qualifies for,
Mhm.
bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, but will really be a partner to help the company understand, where there might be some opportunity to optimize the product, whether it's the formulation or some aspects of the manufacturing. Perhaps it's, promoting more energy efficiency in the manufacturing
Mhm.
process,
So they
or
give
product
suggestions also on how to improve. So when
exactly.
you do the recertifications also, hey, what other things that you can move forward with and kind of lay out your roadmap
Exactly.
for more
So
sustainability. Okay.
yeah, the company will need to set goals for optimization in the 5 different categories for full certification, and the assessor will work as a partner with the company to set those goals and then help them achieve those goals and evaluate those goals during the recertification program. So it's not just a box ticking
Yeah.
exercise, as you can see.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is,
So
I
you
mean,
want
it's
to,
really a great certification. It's
yeah,
very in depth, and I like that you cover all the different categories and really
right,
that whole life cycle analysis because it makes everybody involved in that product discovery and product manufacturing and everybody involved really start thinking about sustainability from day one.
exactly, exactly. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
So this has been a really really good overview. Is there anything else before we wrap this up today that you would like to add, whether it be about the process or even about the value that your label can give?
Yeah. So I would say, one of the exciting things in terms of the value is the exciting partnerships that we're developing with retailers. It's really driving a lot of interest and growth in the certification program. I think I mentioned we're working very closely in partnership with Amazon Climate Pledge Friendly, and we did that even before they launched the program to help them with the development of the program.
Mhm.
Walmart Built for Better, Wayfair recognized as Cradle to Cradle certified, and we have other
Mhm.
retailers in Europe. So that's really quite exciting because it really helps to communicate to consumers
Mhm.
more about what is a sustainable product, what makes a product sustainable. And of course, we're just thrilled to have these retailers feature these programs in the built environment sector. We're recognized by green building standards. We have
Yep.
government agencies that preferentially purchase cradle to cradle certified products, or require that cradle to cradle is that products have cradle to cradle certification in order to be purchased by certain government agencies or companies like
Mhm. Yep.
Google for their buildings, et cetera, et cetera. So it's an exciting time for certifications. And, I would say for robust certifications like ours, I think we're really being recognized for the hard work that we've done over the years to create a very, comprehensive multi-attribute program.
Yeah, yeah, we love what you're doing, Monica, everything about
Thank
it.
you.
In fact, we actually even have a platform where we also elevate products that have been certified by Cradle to Cradle, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But right now, I would like to just thank you so much for being with us today. You have shared so much, great information. Research out there shows that most people want to support purpose driven businesses that are doing the right thing, yet they don't know who to trust. So if you're a brand or a business watching today we talked about great ways to build that trust. Our goal at Softly is to help you with that process. We're doing these webinars so you can learn about third party verification and certifications and really find the very best one for your business. So like I said, we have a platform and that takes that message really directly to consumers. It's our personal sustainable shopping assistant. It's a free download. You can get it on the Chrome Web Store or you can get it at getsoftly.com. We elevate and suggest sustainable products that are certified to be what they say they are to shoppers. To get a hold of us, here's our information. Well, actually, first I'll show you the information on Cradle to Cradle. You can see the website. You could also see Monica's email address here. This is a recorded webinar, so all the information is going to be available to you later as well. So you can always come here to get it. And here's also information on how to get a hold of Softly. We're building a platform that can help really streamline the certification process for all sustainability eco labels. And we are accepting pilot businesses for this program, so please reach out if you're interested. I'd like to thank everybody for being with us today. Please join us again. Here is our upcoming schedule. We're booked out well past what you see here. Have a great day, everybody, and tread softly on the world.